Okay, so I just might not have the lighting to finish this later, so I'm just gonna try to get it while I have some lighting and like space that's not completely occupied by a bunch of other people. So these are just like that. I have not seen a video in a very long time that encompasses so many themes that I feel like affect like Black women in one place. And so I saw the video and I'm gonna try to take better notes on it, but from the like I just commented everything I thought initially, and I'm just gonna go back over my comments on this video and read out. So one thing that Kenya was talking about, she's like, why are people criticizing regular people's outfits on Instagram? Like regular girls who are just posting whatever on Instagram, why are you out here judging them? And I would say, like, yeah, I think that's very strange. People, especially, this is other women, and actually, like, a lot of other Black women, like, why do they feel like they have the balls or the what do they feel like this is doing for them? Because it's not pulling up our community at all. It's actually not even giving a valid criticism of beauty, because a lot of Black women don't even know, like, really about their own beauty standards or their own beauty, because they've, like, purchased European beauty. So it's a very strange place to sit, but that is like where we currently are. But on another side to that, if you seriously want to be like a fashion critic or in the fashion space, like we actually have runway shows that you could watch, you could reply to, you could make real comment and content about those people in the fashion industry. Like I made content about Cindy Bruna and her commercial print catalog, how do you say, campaigns, her beauty campaigns, or like Mona's walk on a certain catwalk, or something that comes out that is asking for your critique, but because it's produced in the beauty space. But like regular girls posting on Instagram are not making content for you to do that. They're making content to simply represent themselves and exist as themselves in a very real space. And this is something I saw Russell Hartley say the other day, like yesterday, and I think maybe some women need to hear it. Like he was basically saying, like, sometimes you'll go out with a guy and he'll start complaining about the price of dinner. Oh my God, it was so expensive. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And when you really think about it, what is this doing to help anyone? Nothing. It does fucking nothing for anyone. Why? Because it's not going to make the girl any happier. Like, what is he going to do? Venmo you, request you for the money for the dinner? Some loser dudes actually might do that shit in real life. They might really do that. But, like, he's just upset at you for existing. Because as a person who exists, it costs money for your dinner. Hey, welcome, human person in the world. Like, your dinner is not free. Your dinner costs money. And as a person who has to eat, like, you have to have dinner too. So no matter what you do or go, it's going to cost money. And that guy is complaining because he's a loser and he does not have the money to pay for the dinner. It's a whole thing. And then I made content about, or she said something, and I was talking about Jules Lowell, and I posted about her before, but she's making quite a lot of content about how, like, she's being very critical of how Black women are very critical, hypercritical of other Black women, and how, you know, we don't actually have this strong community that a lot of people have the ambition for us to have. And it's a very strange space. It's a very, like, go listen to some of her videos. And then she made another comment about how it's very weird to watch. She was critiquing two-parent households and saying how A$AP Rocky and Rihanna being, you know, literally on trial right now for the stuff with the shooting is like a really good example how two-parent households do not necessarily equate better. Though, I mean, I do feel like on the most part it's better to have two parents than have just one. But she was also saying, so then who would be a better fit for A$AP Rocky? And I just have so much to say about that specifically. As a person who's been watching the fashion world for a very long time, well, not a very long time, but like long enough, I can tell you that like A$AP Rocky had a thing for Kendall Jenner, and Kendall Jenner had a thing for A$AP Rocky, and just with A$AP Rocky's like literal history of anti-Blackness, Kendall Jenner was the bitch for him. Like, I don't understand. I don't know, like, what pit in hell, like, Rihanna pulled him out from. I don't know why. I get it. Maybe she, like, saw something, but I honestly think that Rihanna is, like, 20 million times better than him. I don't know. I feel like that. I think so. he got just lucky. I don't know what she sees in him, but also I'm not in a relationship with him. I have no idea. Like, I don't know that man in real life. I know the things that he said. I've heard those things. That's fucking weird. He came up, and let him just be lucky. And then she talked about Jackie Aina. So basically, like, Jackie Aina is obviously this black beauty content creator. Here's the thing. This was actually like kind of the premise of the video. Maybe actually, because they keep like opening the door, I'll just like swap to this seat. Hold on a second. Okay. Is this a little bit better? Hopefully it is. So she's talking about Jackie Aina. And here's the thing, like, and the way, when she said it, I didn't put it together like this, but it's so true. So she was like, black women do not give Jackie Aina her things. Like, y'all talk to Jackie Aina any kind of way, like she's not that girl. And I was like, wait. I mean, honestly, I'm not all in Jackie Aina's comments. But also, like, I'm not into, like, beauty influencers. Like, there's no girl who I watch online to be like, oh, I need a recommendation for, like, makeup. Like, I don't need a recommendation for makeup. So, like, I'm not watching that. But a lot of the girls are. And so, it is very confusing to, like, sit here in the real world and to understand that, like, some black girls do not understand that, like, Jackie is that girl. Like, Jackie Aina is the black influencer. Period. The way that, like, Lori Harvey is the black socialite and, like, Beyonce is, like, the black singer, and or Rihanna or something, but, like, Jackie Aina is the black beauty influencer. The influencer. Like, content creator, whatever the fuck that space is. She's like the black Emma Chamberlain of it. Okay? Like, that's just how it is. And there's, like, not even, like, a cross, like, a two-way. She's got, like, 3 million subs at this point. I mean, she's got probably any campaign that she could want, she's gonna get. Like, there is no competition. Like, she doesn't have any peers. And I heard Kenya say that, and I thought that was, like, obvious. And it wasn't obvious. And that was, like, very strange to hear. And if you're watching this, here's what I want you to know. Like, when you don't give the respect that is due, especially as a black girl in America, like, when you don't give other black girls the respect that is due for whatever it is that they accomplished, it isn't like someone else gets the space. Instead, what happens is the space is just taken away. Like, if there wasn't a bunch of people who supported Jackie Aina so that her content was huge, you know, like, she just wouldn't have a platform. But then it isn't like someone else would come and have the platform. There just wouldn't be one. Like, the opportunity exists right now for any of the girls who think that they can do it better to just be doing it better. Like, you could just be out here doing it, but you're not. And that's because, like, she has the spot. It's like when people, like, comparing the musicians, I think is weird too. It's like everybody's, like, sitting here in their own lanes. And, like, you can admire the lane, you can have praise for the lane, but you just can't, like, up in one day and just, like, you can't be in the lane without, like, doing the work to get there, which is a very strange thing. Like, who, especially, like, if you have ambitions to be a content creator and you're, like, black and you don't give Jackie Aina her things, that's, like, very strange. Like, you're living in delusion. It's like, here's an example. This is actually one of the main reasons that I left tech. It's just, like, straight up. Like, I did a lot in a very short amount of time, and I still haven't really come across anyone who did quite as much as me with, like, as little like, I did that shit from my own ability to manipulate social media and promote myself and demonstrate my skills. I didn't have a team. Like, I did that shit myself. And so many black women completely gaslit all of my contributions, thinking like they could do it better. They were so much different. They were so much better. To this day, the reason I left is because I wanted the people who cared at least, to be able to look back at the story and see the pivot. Like, I want you to look back and see when I left. And so you can see what I said the day when I left. Because the thing that I said when I left is the same thing I'm going to say right now. Like, I don't make the same video twice because I already said it and nothing changed. I still feel the same way I felt then. Other people, they like to like change with the tides, you know, like if the wind pushes them this way, they'll be like, I think this. And if the wind pushes them that way, they'll be like, I think that. I'm not that person. Like what I said yesterday, unless something like so drastic happened that would change my mind, that's how I felt. That's what I believe, and that's what it is. I felt that way because whatever the fuck I said on that day. It's really weird to watch. I gotta be honest. Like, give Jackie her things. Especially if you are in the beauty space. I don't know. That it's a very strange thing to watch. And like, I'm not even in the beauty space, so like, it's like, and even I know that. Like, anyway. Then Kenya made a talking point about dark-skinned girls and people and the humbling dip on the chip. Okay. So basically what she was saying is that like online, a lot of darker skinned black girls get comments and commentary trying to humble them. Oh, what, you shouldn't believe that you're all this. Oh, well, this is what's wrong with you or something. And I will say this, like, I think we need to expand that conversation just a little bit because, like, even if you're a lighter skinned black girl, all black girls, especially femme black girls in white spaces, experience that. It's a humbling and almost like a disingenuous, how do you say this? Disingenuous criticism of your femininity and womanness in the world. Like, it's been going on for a very long time, but like, think about this. In the times of like slavery in America, white women would take away soap from black women so that they would be less desirable to men. It did not make them less desirable to men because the rape still happened, but that was like the humbling tactic. Nothing has really changed in terms of like that same, how do you say, they're not doing that exact same thing, but the humbling tactic idea still holds true. Like, there has to be something to like push black women down a rung, because if they're on the same level, then it doesn't work. And the part that I'm trying to make clear is the way that you escape that as a black woman is like, black women already have a lane, but also just create a lane for yourself, but never compare yourself or don't put yourself in the same category or in the same competition, honestly, as white women. That is going to be a failure for you. Like, you're always going to lose that race. If you take yourself out of that race, right? And you simply exist, though, as yourself, now you are just something else. And obviously, you always have and had an inherent value, but the competition part is gone. The competition is you against yourself. And that holds no matter how you look. So, I don't know. It takes a long time for you to be able to develop that level of confidence and understanding, because I'm saying the words, but you'd have to live it to actually understand what I'm saying. So we already talked about that. Oh, she said this, which I thought was really wild. She said that some men believe that if you have a dark-skinned girlfriend, you don't even have a real girlfriend, which was like, I have never heard that ever. Like, ever. I don't even know how to respond to that, actually. Maybe I'll try to like look this up more, but that's wild. Like, I've never heard that. I think that this is a real part of like, how do you say, the feminization of some men, where they just are not even men. So being in a relationship with them, you're actually not even in a relationship with anybody. Like, you're not in a real relationship, so you'd have to start there. But then like, I don't know how to really respond to that. Like, I have definitely seen men in the world who are in relationships with darker skinned women, and they're real relationships, and I've never heard any man say that. So I'm sure if she said it, though, it's coming from a place where she's seen enough examples of that being real that she gave a whole example of it. I just think that that's wild. It's like, if you really feel like that, that's wild. Like, this is on the men ain't shit train, and like, some people are not meant to reproduce. Oh, okay. Whole other this is like a whole other topic though that I can't break this down in like one video, but she was basically talking about bougie black people and the problem that she has with bougie black people, and how like there's no, like if you're black in America, everyone is like very like you just don't have enough, there's not enough black people with enough wealth for you to have this sort of like entitlement really, and almost like they're fake bougie. I feel like I tried to get to that point in the problem with the Black Brunch Club video, but it ended up being like a supportive video of the Black Brunch Club. That's not what I meant to do at all. The Black Brunch Club is like, it's the whole idea is like, I am preppy and I am black and I have more, I have class, like I am a member of society. So it's almost like an attempt to humanize yourself as a black person, but also while separating yourself from the other urban black people. But like urban blackness is an experience in America. So, I mean, and then there's a whole other thing. And she gave a couple really clear examples where she was saying like, some people will say like, oh, I'm so bougie because I only live in a high-rise apartment, and then you'll ask them, when is the last time you took a vacation? And they'll be like, oh, I can't take vacations because vacations are expensive. And it's like, wait a minute, you were just like flaunting how gaudy you are and how bougie you are and how you're so much better than everyone else, but then you don't even take vacations. And so it's like you're selectively choosing like when to be bougie, when the reality is you just don't have the tax bracket to like be really, you don't have the money to be very like picky and choosy. I really don't. And then she started saying other things that were about how like certain members of her family, are living this way, and other members of her family are living that way, and those things are so different, and everybody's having this like different experience. It was very interesting to listen to all of it, because like, I mean, I feel like I've told stories on this channel before, man. Like, your family's money isn't your money. Unless if they gave you a trust fund or something, if your parents set up a trust fund for you, that is your money because it's like in your name. But if it's not in your bank account, like it's not your money. Like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates have made it very clear they're not leaving their kids any money. They've given them very good educations, and they probably have small trusts of some kind, but they're not leaving like all of their wealth to their kids. They're not doing that. They're giving their wealth out in philanthropic ways that are going to benefit whatever causes that they have decided are worthwhile. So, like everyone, especially in America, like everyone kind of has their own ticket. Like your ticket was life, and like you get to decide what you do with that life. Hopefully you do something good with it, where you're able to, like benefit society in some way.
Thanks, Mom.
That's good if you're able to do that. But it's very strange to hear like there's like so many black people who are trying to be uppity with like an emphasis on the trying. I don't like we know how much things, and maybe that's another thing that's like the part of the problem. It isn't very clear to everyone how much stuff costs. Like stuff costs money, and it has like a particular price, right? Like a coffee costs this much, a dinner costs this much, a whatever has a cost. Depending on like how much money you have to spend, that's like how much stuff you get to buy. And like that's the thing. Anyway, so many talking points there, and I'm gonna watch it another time and then try to take better notes, but that was a very interesting video to watch. It was so good.